everyone, welcome back to Lucky15, and in this video I'll be giving you my Lucky 15 predictions for tomorrow's horse race in action, as usual here on the channel. But for our selections tomorrow, we'll be focusing from Newbury, and we'll get stuck into those selections in a minute. I just want to reflect on day 3 of the Dante meeting at York today from our selections that we put up last night. In the end, we just had the one winner in the end with Stradivarius. I know it wasn't the hardest horse to ever work out for a victory, but in the end it was a nice performance by Frankie Dettori and John Gosden, and I'm really impressed by that run of Stradivarius's. I think he'll go on very well this season to the good things. They're obviously going to be targeting him probably next at Ascot, something like the Gold Cup, and it'll be interesting to see how he gets on against the likes of Order of St George. So definitely one to keep in your tracker for this season, Stradivarius. Another horse that did run for us with some credit was Making Miracles for Sylvester de Souza and Mark Johnston in the last race. It was a really good race in the end. The two Mark Johnston horses came to the fore, and it was won by his other runner Baghdad, and it was decided in a photo finish, but unfortunately our selection could only miss the second place. But I did back it last night at 10-1 each way, so I made a little bit back there. Also as well, our other selections, Nicky's Angel just missed out on the each way angle, finishing in 4th place, and also as well a few of our other horses, they were there in the mix. They didn't discredit themselves. I think they all ran their races. No hard luck stories today. And reflecting on the Dante Festival at York, a little bit of a mixed bag. We had a good day. Yesterday was our stronger day with 2 good winners, and it was a little bit up and down really, but that's the way how these festivals can go. Sometimes you can have a string of really good festivals, and sometimes you don't get anything as a tipster by tipping up at the festival, so it's always a mixed bag. But I always like having a go and giving you my thoughts and feelings on each of those major festivals. Anyway, enough of me waffling on about how we did at York. We'll get straight into the selections for the Lockinge day at Newbury tomorrow, and the first one to make up our Lucky 15 goes in the 150 with a horse called Juliet Capulet, or Juliet Capulet I should say, obviously named from Romeo and Juliet. Around about 7-1 bookmakers best odds at the moment, trained by John Gosden and Frankie Dettori. It's booked for the ride tomorrow in the colours of the Cheveley Park stud. This horse was quite impressive last year as a 2-year-old. It won a Group 2 at Newmarket, beating Mark Johnston's smarter filly Nialetti, and I thought tomorrow it had a really good chance, even though it is going to be against the Colts. I thought the drop back to 6 furlongs would definitely suit it, and it's interesting this year that they're going to persevere with the sprints. It could have maybe gone up to a mile in kind of the experiments they were giving it last year, but it's got sprinters in its pedigree, some good classy sprinters, and I thought the good ground tomorrow, the good firm ground, would really suit it, and I could definitely see our selection making the frame. And if you wanted an each way bet, it could be a good one to be with tomorrow for the first race at Newbury. In the 150 we then go to the 225, and I think this is a little bit of a penalty kick for Crystal Ocean we're going to go for here. Odds on at the moment at 4-7, trained by Sir Michael Stout. Ryan Moore booked for the ride. This horse won on its reappearance at Sandown last month in really easy style, and there's a lot to like about this horse. It ran a good race in the St Leger last year where it finished second, and as we all know now, the form of that St Leger, like it's been saying all week, has been getting stronger and stronger. Coronet and also as well Stradivarius, who ran good races, or a good race in the St Leger, have come out and won this week. Also as well you have Rekindling's gone on and won since, so the form of that race has worked out really well, and you got to think Crystal Ocean tomorrow will win this race at odds on, even though it is a short price. Then the 3 o'clock, an interesting selection for us here. For He's Amazing was a good each way bet tomorrow, ran about 8-1 best odds at the moment, trained by Clive Cox, who's having quite a good couple of weeks of recent times. He's been going really well, operating a good healthy strike rate, and he had a winner also as well earlier in the week with Harry Angel with a nice reappearance. Tom Marquand booked for the ride, and I thought this was an interesting move, taking this horse to Newbury tomorrow. It's run 3 of its 4 career starts so far at Newbury, and it's never finished out of the places, even though it hasn't won at Newbury, but it did win last time out on its seasonal reappearance at Newmarket when they stepped it up to 10 furlongs. They keep it up at the 10 furlongs tomorrow, and I thought this horse had a really good chance, especially on the quick ground, of definitely making the frame tomorrow at 8-1, and for me that's going to be our third selection there. For the Lockinge tomorrow, to make the final selection in this video, in the 340 we're going with Lancaster Bomber of Aidan O'Brien's, and Jamie Heffernan's booked for the ride tomorrow. Ryan Moore prefers Rhododendron, but I thought you had to be taking on Rhododendron. I'm not sure about that horse, but I was quite quite keen on Lancaster Bomber's chances of at least making the frame. Very consistent horse. Was all a bit around the world in the winter. Went off to Hong Kong, Dubai. I think it might have gone to America as well, and ran some creditable races. Back in England now, and it's going to like the good ground tomorrow. Ran some good races last year behind the likes of Churchill in the 2000 Guinea, so it's got some good strong form. And I thought in this race, even though you might not have any good quality horses in it, I thought maybe he could be more the classier horses. And also as well, 4-year-olds can go on and improve as a 4-year-old and later on in their careers, and that happened with Ulysses last year for Sir Michael Stout. So maybe Lancaster Bomber could improve a little bit this season and put in some good creditable efforts. I thought 10 to 1 tomorrow, he was a good each way bet. It wouldn't be the first time Aidan O'Brien's second or third choice in a big race like this comes in and does the business, and I thought at 10 to 1 tomorrow he was a good each way bet. So they're the selections to make up our Lucky 15 at Newbury tomorrow. Let us know what you think for tomorrow. What will you be backing in the Lockinge at Newbury tomorrow? That's all I got to say for tonight's vlog. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please subscribe to the channel here at Lucky15. Also as well, you can follow me on Twitter under the same name as our YouTube channel. Please gamble responsibly, and we'll be seeing you soon.